In today's episode of Free the Delete, posted online by Matt Hardy, we got a very interesting tease, and there's a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about it right here, right now, on Destination Pro Wrestling.
You have arrived at your destination.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Ango, at Tango with Ango on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to follow me, go ahead and do that. Don't forget to click that like button, drop a comment down below, tell me what you guys think of today's story, and of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring the bell. This way you get notified on all the latest content. Guys, I am super excited about today's information because we are starting to see a lot more teases coming from Matt Hardy. As you guys know, he's officially out of contract with WWE. We talked about this on Twitter, over 1,000 likes on the tweet, over 300,000 plus views on the tweet itself. A lot of people are talking about Matt Hardy possibly showing up on Dynamite tonight. Now, it's interesting because a lot of people, you know, they're very, very interested to see what's happening with the Exalted One. And I have to give a lot of credit to AEW first and foremost before we talk about Free the Delete. Because with AEW, they have done a fantastic job in talking about things or referencing things that have been talked about online. And it's getting a lot of people's emotions mixed up. For example, a lot of people originally had the rumor that was being talked about, which was Christopher Daniels. And if you guys didn't know, Christopher Daniels came out in the hood with the Dark Order music at Revolution. Obviously, he turned on the Dark Order, so he wasn't the Exalted One. But AEW plays very well to internet rumors. And now, in the newest episode of Free the Delete, the Young Bucks answered the call to Matt Hardy, which I thought was very, very interesting. Basically, Matt Hardy's been playing off this incredible storyline on Free the Delete. It's a YouTube series. He's been doing it while in WWE. You guys could actually watch the video. It's on YouTube. Definitely encourage you guys to watch it. But there is a cameo by Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, or as Matt Hardy would like to say, the Bucks of Youth. And this is incredible when it comes to Matt Hardy's future because it could be one of two things. It could be Matt Hardy creating a lot of interest online, a lot of buzz about his future, whether he signs with AEW, whether he goes back to WWE, whether he signs with NXT, whether he goes to Ring of Honor, or whether or not he even goes to Impact Wrestling. And he's been playing this off on social media for weeks, but he finally made a call, and the two people that show up in their Cadillac Escalade are the Young Bucks. And of course, Matt Hardy ends the video with the Bucks of Youth. I knew you'd come. So we have this information from Matt Hardy directly. In his phone, the names of the Young Bucks were actually just saved as future. Again, kind of giving people an idea that he might be going to AEW. And I have to say, before I continue any further with this video, there is something very, 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 very insane. And I have to just get this off my chest. But WWE, you know there's a likelihood of one of your top stars. Whether or not fans see Matt Hardy as a top star, his name holds a lot of value, especially with merchandise and especially with his character and his history with WWE. But WWE knows the potential here for Matt Hardy to possibly go to AEW. And they wrote him off TV, just like how they did with Dean Ambrose. And they acknowledge the fact that he's no longer in the company. And it's almost setting up a rival for AEW, a lot easier than most people would think. So I don't know what WWE's mindset is, but if Matt Hardy is in fact going to AEW, shame on WWE. To me, it just doesn't make sense business-wise, and quite honestly, it's going to make a lot of sense for AEW. I genuinely believe it's going to help I think it's going to help AEW push more towards the 1 million viewers, because at this point, we've seen Matt Hardy become broken at the hands of Randy Orton, and I think if we see the broken gimmick on AEW, it makes a lot of sense. So I just want to put that out there. I don't know why WWE is doing that. It's not the first time. But it's very interesting that they've done this, especially if Matt signs with AEW right off the rip. I just got to let it be known. I don't get it. I don't understand why. But let's kind of talk about this. Matt Hardy teasing an AEW appearance very well could happen. It could happen tonight. And he doesn't have to be under contract with AEW. AEW has been doing a lot of pay per appearance deals, which I think is also a pretty cool move. I think it's giving some people some freedom. We kind of see what they've done with Jeff Cobb as well. I think we could very well see Matt Hardy not even be contracted to AEW, but still show up in AEW. which is why I actually don't believe Matt Hardy is the Exalted One. I firmly believe the Exalted One is Luke Harper, aka Brody Lee, and I truly believe it's going to happen, whether it's tonight or whether it's in Rochester, New York. I think Luke Harper, Brody Lee is the one who's going to be revealed. But I think you got to put things into context, right? Matt Hardy's making the call. The Bucks answer the call. The Bucks show up at the compound. Why would Matt Hardy become the Exalted One if Dark Order and Young Bucks obviously have an issue? The Young Bucks hate the Exalted. They hate the Dark Order. So why would they be, why would there be any ties to the Exalted One if Matt Hardy was revealed? So this is where things get a little bit chaotic, though, because AEW is in a situation right now where I think they need more star power. And I think it's going to be really chaotic because at this point, so many people are thinking that Matt Hardy is going to AEW. If AEW doesn't pull off this signing, I'm afraid that some people will have a negative reaction to that. A lot of people are going to blame AEW. They're going to blame the bank account. They're going to blame a lot about the infrastructure in the company as a reason to why Matt Hardy didn't sign. And I don't like that. I don't think that should happen. But if AEW at this point does not sign Matt Hardy, I think it's going to get a little bit of blowback. So I'm very, very confident we are going to see Matt Hardy in AEW. And it just makes me think, realistically, WWE, unless WWE really wants AEW to be successful, I don't know why they do this with their superstars. They have people that are getting buried. They tried burying Matt Hardy, and we all know with his creative freedom, he can get way above that. It doesn't matter how buried he gets, because at the end of the day, Matt Hardy's whole gimmick is about being broken. So I really question why WWE has gone down this path. I don't understand why they've gone down this path, but one has to believe that they either don't take AEW serious enough or WWE is just stupid. And I really don't think it's the second option. I don't think WWE is stupid. I think they have some very intelligent minds who run the show and run the company, but sometimes decisions become questionable. You guys need to watch this video. Matt Hardy teasing an arrival to AEW is just so huge for AEW. And I think there was a very, very big significance as to why it was uploaded today on a Wednesday. And I think that's partly due to why my tweet ended up blowing up a little bit, because I think a lot of people really understand what's at stake here. I think Matt Hardy doesn't have to say that he's going to AEW. I think naturally, when people were talking about Matt Hardy possibly leaving, I think it really came down to two places, Impact or AEW. And I know people mentioned the issues between Impact and Matt Hardy, but they've squashed that. And business is business. And sometimes you just got to do what's best for business, which ironically enough, I feel like WWE, as much as they used to tout that, they're not doing what's best for business. While it could be very well possible that he does go to NXT, the rumors are still there. I just firmly believe at this point, Matt Hardy is showing up on AEW. And I think this tease just took it to the next step. Now, if, of course, they are working us, if us fans are being worked right now, then I give a lot of props to AEW, because, again, they take a lot of what's been said on social media and they figure out a way to make it interesting and make people think. And I think it's swerving people, and I think it's preventing spoilers, because in today's day and age, it is so hard to do that. And I know WWE struggles, and Impact and ROH, they all struggle with the spoilers. Yet, for some reason, AEW does a very good job of that. And I think right now they could be throwing a lot of people off, and that's what makes this such a unique situation. I, for one, really love the AEW product. I think AEW just does really, really good job week in and week out. You add Matt Hardy to the mix, I think you're just adding more levels of creativity onto your show. And, to be on a national TV show that's pulling in close to 1 million viewers every week, and it's giving WWE a very big run for their money, I think people need to stop underestimating AEW at this point. I think creatively, Tony Khan is becoming a genius at this point. And I think when you look at what Cody, MJF, the Young Bucks, Kenny, all of these storylines that are happening, they are really good. You add Matt Hardy to the mix, it's going to give a little bit of something that's different to the product. And I think that's just really, really unique. And I think that unique level that he brings to the show, it's going to help AEW continue to push over 1 million viewers. I think they're going to do it. And I think NXT, while I don't think NXT moving to Wednesday nights was to directly compete with AEW, I do believe it was there to slow down the growth of AEW, which Good job, WWE. You seem to do that. You're doing that right now, but in all honesty, slowing down AEW. If their shows are consistently so good, the more eyes that find AEW, the more that Raw and SmackDown should eventually be worried. So ultimately, very interesting stuff. Matt Hardy teasing the AEW debut. We're going to talk about it more after AEW Dynamite. Let me know what you guys think in the video comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
You have arrived at your destination.